Hello, air signs, Gemini, Libra, and Aquarius. I've already spread the cards. I spent quite a bit of time shuffling them, so you're going to have to trust me on that. But we're going to save some time and dive into it. I guess my main little introduction is that we're in Gemini season. Gemini season is busy, fast, exciting, chaotic, and potentially overwhelming. So let's start and see how um, you air signs deal with it. So this is the first card, and this represents the situation. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of choices. Um, there's possibilities everywhere. Um, there's opportunities everywhere. There's ideas, plans. Um, it sounds wonderful, but not all these ideas or possibilities are good. Some could just drain you, take up your time. So you've got to work out what's real. You've got to work out what deserves your time in the first couple of weeks of um, June. And then the card I just picked up before is it's a challenge card. It helps or hinders you. And this is the Page of Wands. The Page of Wands wants you to chase every interesting idea, every exciting possibility, every new direction. And to be honest, that's exactly what Gemini season wants you to do too. New people, new information, new opportunities. The challenge in this is, as I said before, um, the choices you get aren't all equal. Um, and you could very, very easily become scattered, confused, overloaded. Um, it's like you're planting your vegetables or something, and you're planting them in 10 different gardens and wondering why none of them are growing quickly. Um, it's it's a timing thing, but it's also a choice thing. You have to choose carefully, avoid the novelty, at least for now. Okay, so the third card is actually you. It's your conscious goal or your influences, and this is very powerful. It's it's the magician. I mean, the the magician has all the information and the equipment they need to be successful. So that's you. Um, you already possess the tools you need to challenge anything in June. You can have the ideas, you have the intelligence, the creativity, the adaptability, you have the communication skills. You are not lacking resources. If there's any problem I could think of, is that you may be spreading yourself too thin. And so the magician wants you to know that you need to focus. You need to focus on specific things and not everything that is put in your way. This is in your subconscious. So this is the Lovers. It's not always about romance. It's about choice, commitment. It's can be the power of two. Um, But when you get deeper, it can be about you becoming, about your identity, what deserves your attention now, what chapter's ending, what chapter is beginning. These are real decisions that need to be decided at some point. And maybe as we get through the cards, this will become more clear. Okay, let's look at the recent past. You had the Six of Swords. The Six of Swords is like a necessary transition. It's either relocating or moving to calmer waters. And this is something that you've done. And you've left things behind because of it. And it may have been a really difficult situation. For others, it could be a mindset that you needed to modify, or a relationship, or a job, or just a phase in your life. You've already crossed, with this experience, we know that you've already crossed an important kind of threshold. You've kind of suffered a bit, and you learned a lot from it. And it was difficult, and maybe you haven't fully acknowledged how far you've come because of that. You were so focused on just doing it before you realized what you actually did. And I think this card wants you to remember that. Remember how it was a bit difficult, or how brave you were, how methodical you were. You've had some rough times, and you've survived them. This is what is in the not too distant near future, and this is the Eight of Wands. Oh, there's the light. This is the Eight of Wands. Things are going to speed up. All these arrows are coming all at once. Things are going to speed up. It's going to be, everything seems to be is needed, quickly. Or, there's got so many messages. Your email is full, conversations all the time, meetings all the time, invitations and announcements, travel plans, unexpected developments, information being just moved around rapidly. And hey, it's Gemini season. We shouldn't be surprised about that. It is all about communication. But this card kind of amplifies it for you. So sorry about that. So you shouldn't worry about missing opportunities. And you shouldn't worry about trying to respond to everything. You can't catch everything. You just need to make sure you catch the right things. And so that's where you have to determine what's worth your energy and what's not worth your energy. And maybe you learn some of that there, where you let things go. It's another instance where you may have to let some things go. Maybe you can come back to them later, or maybe you'll realize it was good you didn't pay attention to them because it's not needed. Okay, so let's go into the last ladder here. And we get the Queen of Swords. The Queen of Swords is you. It's your position, who you are in this reading. It's the Queen of Swords she doesn't struggle with confusion. She doesn't tell jokes either. She's just all about the truth and the information. Very, I wouldn't say she's not very friendly, right? So, but she knows the truth. There's no wasting time with her, because she knows when something's important. And she knows that that things like clarity often require elimination of something. And she's willing to say no, not now, not anymore, and not for me. It's okay to say no. Sorry, I don't have time for that. No, I can't help you. The cards suggest you need to be more selective. I want you to be more selective, more discerning, and more willing to protect your energy. Now, by doing that, you're going to probably avoid some people, but not, you're only doing it to protect your energy, but it may be interpreted as distance, or people may think, oh, you don't like me anymore, or you don't want to work with me anymore. It's not that. You're saving your energy, and that's a wise thing to do. It's wisdom, and it's part of learning or beginning to understand what boundaries are and how much freedom they can create for you. Okay, next card is external influences. And you've got the Wheel of Fortune, which is always generally good fortune. And this is, right, so we're still in Gemini season. And we know the environment is changing. And it's not something you can control, and it's happening around you. And there's so many things that you have no control over. I mean, schedules will shift, circumstances evolve, people change plans, unexpected opportunities emerge, unexpected detours appear. The Wheel of Fortune is here to say timing is becoming a major factor because you need to be fast and agile, and you need to be able to adapt. Some things may come sooner than expected, others later. You can't force timing. That's the Wheel of Fortune has control over that. You don't. So you can't force it. The wheel moves whether you push it or not. Just work with the momentum. Just work with, instead of going against it or trying to change it or trying to, go through the back door and avoid it. No, just deal with it and work with it. The next card is, it's your hopes and fears for this time, first couple of weeks of June. And you get the Hanged Man. The Hanged Man, to me, he kind of slows you down, but he makes you see things in another way, not in a way you think of them. So it's, and I think for air signs, this is a bit scary, in that you're not in control of this. You're being held back, and things are changing, and you're not making those changes. They're changing around you. So there's going to be a little bit of fear. Things, as we said, are going to be slower, and that's going to be hard. But it's another just go with the flow. The Hanged Man generally wants you to see things from a different perspective. See how people do things differently. Other parts, you may see people doing things immediately and finding solutions. And I'm sure you're going to be okay with that, but it's some of the things that are very different that maybe you're forced to take those routes. That's something you're just going to have to deal with. And in some cases, you learn a lot. You may learn how people do things differently, and maybe you like that way, and you're surprised, that shocked. And other things may be, yeah, you're doing it that way. That's fine. You do it your way. I'm going to do it my way. Yeah. But you have to allow yourself to see what other people are doing or what other things are happening, to allow yourself just to see things being done differently and not the same as you. I think it's the difference that this card is trying to push, is that we're not all the same, we're different, and not everything happens the same way for them that it does for you. So I think it's the difference I think this card is pushing in this place. Okay, the last card is the Emperor. Oh my gosh, you got the Emperor. This is one of the strongest cards in the deck. He's the boss man. And in terms of outcomes, it's one of the strongest possible outcomes, because he's all about endless possibilities. But he's also structure, authority, confidence, direction. You are the Emperor. The Emperor doesn't need more options. The Emperor has already chosen. And by the end of, I guess, the second week of June, confusion will begin to disappear, or any concerns or any distractions. They'll become obvious. Priorities will become clear. And most importantly, you'll stop reacting to circumstances that previously would have made you panic or worry a little bit. You're in control. You have it covered. Your power is returning. There's no endless exploration about decisions. You just have the ability to. We're going to go this way. And you'll know it's the right way. Woo! That's an amazing reading. This is a lot. I mean, we started with the Seven of Cups. And this was, chasing possibilities. We then went to the Eight of Wands, that was warning against responding to everything, just choosing what you can deal with, but what you think is the highest priority. And then the Emperor, where you have just the power and the determination. You've trained yourself to choose the right answers, to choose the right step forward. This is going to be amazing. I think this is one of the strongest readings I've had in the last few months. Okay, well, it's Gemini season. You are all kind of similar. So yeah, this is amazing, guys. I will stop now and let you think about this and see how it relates to your life and your situation. If this has helped you or you've enjoyed it, I'd appreciate your like and subscribe. And if not, I still would love to see you on my channel sometime in the future. Okay, air signs, have a wonderful first 2 weeks of June. Bye.